the glorious, turned ignominious history of the British ship of the line, Jersey. Her story begins at her launch at the Plymouth dockyard on the southern coast of England on June 14, 1736. Built by master shipwright Pearson Locke, and perhaps with his son John as apprentice, the Jersey was a 60-gun, fourth-rate ship of the line, built in accordance with the establishments of 1733, a list of specifications and dimensions for ships of her class. The length of her gun deck, the deck below the main deck in her case, was 144 feet. Her beam, or width from side to side, was 41 feet, 5 inches. According to James Dodds and James Moore in their excellent book, Building the Wooden Fighting Ship, a vessel the size of the Jersey would likely have required oak from 3,400 mature trees for her frames and planking, not to mention considerable lengths of arrow-straight elm for her keel. The trajectory of Jersey's career started off as her early captains might have hoped, albeit with few associated victories. First, she participated in the unsuccessful attack against the Spanish in Cartagena, led by Admiral Vernon. In her 9th year of service, 1745, she suffered severe damage in battle, described in her captain's logs in these words: "The braces, bowlines shot away several times, also the staysail halyards. The running rigging very much shattered. The main topsail yard shot, the foremast shot through about the collar of the mainstay, and another wound in the after part of the mast. The mainmast shot about 2/3 up from the deck and divided to the starboard. Ship making 11 inches of water an hour, occasioned by 2 shots in the counter, under the waterline." Her honorable and active service continued, with participation in the 7 Years' War and Battle of Lagos in 1759. In 1771, after nearly 4 decades of punishing service and battle damage, the Jersey was converted to a hospital ship. By 1779 she was reduced to a hulk and moored in the southern edge of Wallabout Bay, New York, where her ignominy begins. In 1782, the American Revolution is within a year of ending, but British forces, with their Tory supporters, still control New York Harbor and the surrounding areas. In the marshy bogs at the southwestern edge of what is now Brooklyn, across from Manhattan along the East River, Wallabout Bay provided a sheltered harbor for British ships. Anchored within the bay was a small fleet of hospital and prison ships, of which the Jersey was to become the most notorious. Several prisoners who survived their torments aboard the Jersey prison hulk describe her appearance as they were being transported to her. Thomas Andros describes her this way: "This was an old 64-gun ship, which through age had become unfit for further actual service. She was stripped of every spar and all her rigging. And after a battle with the French fleet, her lion figurehead was taken away to repair another ship. No appearance of ornament was left, and nothing remained but an old, unsightly, rotten hulk. Her dark and filthy external appearance perfectly corresponded with the death and despair that reigned within, and nothing could be more foreign from truth than to paint her with colors flying, or any circumstance or appendage to please the eye." Captain Thomas Dring, taken prisoner at approximately the same time, describes her this way: "We at length doubled a point, and came in view of the whale boat, where lay before us the black hulk of the old Jersey, with her satellites, the 3 hospital ships, to which Sproat pointed in an exulting manner, and said, 'There rebels, there is the cage for you.'" Dring continued, "We had now reached the accommodation ladder, which led to the gangway on the larboard side of the Jersey, and my station in the boat, as she hauled alongside, was exactly opposite to one of the airports in the side of the ship. From this aperture proceeded a strong current of foul vapor, of a kind to which I had been before accustomed, while confined on board the Good Hope, the peculiarly disgusting smell of which I then recollected, after a lapse of 3 years. This was, however, far more foul and loathsome than anything I had ever met with on board that ship, and it produced a sensation of nausea far beyond my powers of description." Here, while waiting for orders to ascend on board, we were addressed by some of the prisoners, from the airports. We could not, however, discern their features, as it had now become so dark that we could not distinctly see any object in the interior of the ship. After some questions whence we came, and respecting the manner of our capture, one of the prisoners said to me that it was a lamentable thing to see so many young men in full strength with the flush of health upon their countenances about to enter that infernal place of abode. He then added, in a tone and manner but little fitted to afford us much consolation, "Death has no relish for such skeleton carcasses as we are, but he will now have a feast upon you fresh-comers." In our next video, we'll continue with the conditions aboard the prison ship Jersey, and the fate of those who were imprisoned aboard.